All right.
Shall I start?
Go ahead.
Good morning and good evening to all our guests and GIC members. My name is Dr. Joby Jacob, and I am GIC's Council of Excellence Women's Empowerment Co-Chair from Connecticut. My mom, Ms. Shoshana Andrews, was supposed to be here and welcome you here today, but due to unforeseen circumstances, she is unable to attend, and I was asked to take her place. I'm honored and privileged to take her place today to try to fill her big shoes. I would like to speak her words to you today. I'm honored and privileged to take part and welcome everyone to our Council of Excellence Health and Wellness inaugural ceremony and health seminar. I take this opportunity to congratulate the chair, Dr. Jacob Epen, Chair Usha George, and Goodwill Ambassador, Dr. Jija Madhavan Hari Singh, for their excellent teamwork in coordinating this momentous event. It is my responsibility to introduce a beautiful, young, multi-talented personality to you. She's an engineer by profession, residing in Ontario, Canada, hailing from Palakkad, Kerala. She graduated with a degree in food processing and engineering and did her postgraduate in operational management and healthcare. She bagged her titles in Kerala and Tamil Nadu for National Yoga Champion. Passionate in acting, speaking, and anchoring, she has currently stepped into content creation, including motivational talk. Without any hesitation, she was willingly accepted our invitation. So let me introduce Ms. Amala Benny as our MC for today's program. Please welcome her.
Thank you all. Thank you for the warm welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. As Joby Jacobs mentioned, I'm Amala. I'm so happy to be part of today's function. First of all, I thank Mr. P.C. Matthews, Sudhir, Usha, Tara, and the entire team for giving me this incredible opportunity. As always, I'm so happy to be part of GIC family. Moving on behalf of GIC family, I welcome you all to this webinar to boost our knowledge in Marma Ayurveda for wellness. Firstly, I invite Crystal Sargent to recite American Anthem.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were glowing, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the hope of the brave?
Thank you, Crystal. Now I invite Tara Sargent to recite Indian National Anthem.
Janaganamana Adinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vitada Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Ukkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jala Sitaranga तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मागे, गावे तब जय गाता, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Before we begin our session, may I invite Dr. Alexander Ideadi, MD, Chief Medical Officer at Pilgrim Psychiatric Center and member of Center of Excellence for the welcome speech.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. A very good morning to those attending this webinar from the United States, and a good day to the rest of the attendees who are attending it from the rest of the world. My name is Dr. Alexander Eriari. I'm a physician practicing internal medicine on Long Island, New York. I'm also the chief of medicine, as Amla mentioned, at a local psychiatric hospital, a 315-bedded hospital. Let me get into my responsibility of welcoming you all to our Center of Excellence for Health and Wellness for this inaugural function and the health seminar. I'm welcoming the GIC Global President, Mr. PC Matthews, to this meeting. Welcome, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our Health and Wellness Chair, Dr. Jacob Eapen, our co-chairs, Ms. Usha George and Ms. Rajinder Kaur Singh, the members, Dr. Narayan Kuti, Ilyama Matthew, Indu Jaiswal, and Ujwala Moses to this meeting. Welcome to all of you. With great pleasure, I welcome Dr. R. Suresh Kumar, who willingly accepted our invitation and agreed to inaugurate our program today. It's another great honor to welcome Dr. Manoj Chandrasekharan and Dr. Nambi Nambudri, our main speakers for today's health seminar. Thank you for accepting our invitation and making yourselves available to do a special presentation on the Marma Ayurvedic approach. I also like to welcome Honorable Dr. Annie Paul, Rockland County Legislator, our Global Vice President, Professor J. Pallatumadam, Secretary Sudhir Nambiar, Treasurer Tara Sarjan, our Global Goodwill Ambassador, Dr. Jija Madhavan Hari Singh, Associate Treasurer Tom George Kolata, and all cabinet members. I welcome all the GIC Center of Excellence chairs and members, the chapter presidents, and members of this meeting. I also welcome our MC, Ms. Amala Benny, and last but not the least, I welcome all of you attending this Zoom meeting today from around the globe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alexander. Now I invite Dr. Jacob Eapen, who has been serving as the president of Washington Hospital Health System in Fremont, California for the past 6 years. He retired as the medical director of Alameda Health System in California. After completing his graduation, he served as a consultant pediatrician in Aga Khan Hospital in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and in a university teaching hospital in Nigeria. Dr. Jacob Eapen expanded his service as a diplomat working as a health advisor to the United Nations High Commissioners for the Refugees in the Republic of Philippines. In addition to all these, he was honored with several accolades both in America and India, including the Elias Island Medical of Honor and the first Physician Recognition Award from Medical Board of California. I welcome Dr. Jacob Eapen, the Center of Excellence Health and Wellness Chair, to speak a few words and introduce our inaugural person.
Dr. Eapen, you're muted.
Dr. Eapen, you're on mute.
Hello, Doctor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good morning, all. It's a pretty chilly morning, 6:30 in California. As a co-chair of Health and Wellness of Global Indian Council, I'm excited to launch our divisional meeting along with my co-chair, Usha George, and our team. I'm honored to be part of all of you. GAC is a nonprofit organization formed to help and support the global Indian diaspora, started by a group of people who have had concerns for their own brothers. As the immigration of Indians are increasing in considerable amount, supportive NGOs organizations are needed for their security and well-being in different corners of the world. Today, we have some exciting speakers lined up, and hence I wouldn't take too much of my time. Ayurveda is considered as one of the oldest of the traditional systems of medicine accepted worldwide. And we have Dr. Manoj Chandrasekhar and Dr. Nambi Nambudri, who are experts in this field and who will be speaking. With extensive air connectivity and the world has become a very small one. This also has increased the spread of diseases, as we recently noticed in the COVID-19 pandemic. Lifestyle diseases are increasing in people because of the sedentary and eating habits and daily life activities changes. Incidence of obesity and diabetes are increasing by many folds. These non-communicable diseases, which were once prevalent only in developed countries, are very prevalent now in emerging nations. The incidence of diabetes in India stands at around 10% now. Public health systems are breaking down in many parts of the world, including in Kerala. The Kerala model we all used to brag about is slowly disappearing. Vector-borne diseases such as dengue fever, typhus, chikungunya are on the rise. India is performing badly in many of the indicators like hunger index, and the disparities between the rich and the poor are widening. This leads to disparity in health delivery too. Many countries are seeing their healthcare indices falling, including life expectancy at birth. Life expectancy in USA dropped for the second year in 2021. And in life expectancy, I think India is ranked about 126, and US, I think, is ranked around the 47th among all the countries. And also in the quality of life index, USA is probably about 15, and India is about 60. So nothing much to brag about in all this. The cost of healthcare is increasing globally, and America spends about 18% of GDP in health, but lags other nations in the quality of healthcare. So we have a lot of work to do. Our goal is not only to help individuals or groups who are marginalized in health, but also to form advisory groups of experts who can be on advisory role to the governments. We can also involve in health and wellness projects around the world and partner with other NGOs who are very active in this field. We have to focus on preventive measures like reducing the diasporas on good, like educating the diasporas on good health, diet, exercise, and constant monitoring of the health vitals. Even if we can make a small change in the wellness of people, it'll be a great achievement. With the help of dedicated experts, I'm confident that it could be accomplished. I'm reminded of an old Arab saying, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." Let us all have that hope and try and make this a healthier world. Thank you. And now I think I'll go into my next duty of introducing the chief guest. Now I'm honored to introduce our chief guest, who kindly have accepted my invitation and agreed to inaugurate our Health and Wellness Committee. This is no other than Dr. Suresh Kumar, a good friend and also a classmate of mine from Trivandrum Medical College. Dr. Suresh is a very accomplished cardiologist and now a senior cardiologist at Believers Medical College Hospital in Tiruvalla. After his MBBS and MD from Trivandrum Medical College, he continued his studies in Postgraduate Institute in Chandigarh, from where he obtained his DM in cardiology. And since then, he has been a provost. He had worked as an associate professor of cardiology in Calicut Medical College, moved on to UAE. Then he was the head of pediatric cardiology in the Madras Medical Mission Hospital in Chennai, very eminent hospital started by Dr. K.M. Cherian. Then he was a senior consultant in pediatric cardiology in the National Heart Center Royal Hospital, Muscat, Oman. He was an international scholar in pediatric cardiology in Cleveland Clinic. He was a fellow of SCAI, founding fellow PIC Society 2021, invited faculty CSI Frankfurt and CSI San Francisco, invited lecture UCSF Grand Rounds, San Francisco, invited first faculty CSI and PCSI national conferences, author, reviewer, examiner, researcher, over 50 indexed publications and textbook chapters. It's my honor and privilege to invite Dr. Suresh Kumar to inaugurate our function today. Thank you, my friend. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. J.K. Beepan. Dr. Eapen, other luminaries of the Global Indian Council, and the distinguished physicians of Ayurveda who are with us today to illuminate us on this ancient Indian system of medicine. Let me begin by complimenting the Global Indian Council. I think the listeners need to mute themselves. There's a lot of feedback. Please do that. Let me begin by complimenting the leaders of the Global Indian Council for setting up such a center of excellence for the health and wellness of the global Indian diaspora. I believe that my good friend, Dr. Eapen, invited me to this inaugural function because I've been a Pravasi myself for a good part of my life, spending time mostly in the Middle East, but also with small forays on both sides of the Atlantic, which has given me an insight into the problems that the non-resident Indian faces, some of which Dr. Eapen has already referred to. Let me share with you some thoughts which I believe would be appropriate when an august body like yours have committed yourself to dealing with the challenges facing the global Indian diaspora. Dr. Eapen referred to some of the disturbing indices in India. But when the Indians travel abroad, we would expect that they become prosperous and they contribute to the economy of their host nation, which they have done in a tremendously great manner. But this has happened at a price. The price is the health of the Pravasi. And how is it affected? If you look at some of the data, Dr. Eapen already referred to the rising burden of cardiovascular disease globally. Today, about 17% of the deaths the world over of all the people is related to cardiovascular disease, translated as heart attack and stroke. And what is disturbing is the contribution of the Indian diaspora to this statistic. Any healthcare professional dealing with the health of the Indian diaspora would be awestruck, may I say appalled, at the figures of mortality and morbidity that the Indian diaspora, particularly in the United States, are prone to. If I may quote some figures, a study conducted in 2015, there have been several all over the world, particularly in the United States. It showed that the Indian diaspora, whom the epidemiologists, the American epidemiologists like to call as the South Asians or as the Asian Indians, to distinguish us from the other Indians in America. Some of the factors are, if you look at the incidence of heart disease, if you look at Caucasian Americans, the peak incidence of coronary artery disease is in their 50s and 60s. In fact, more in the 60s than 50s. but the peak incidence for the Indians is in their 40s and 50s. We get the problem a decade earlier. And why do we do this? You look at the risk factors that make us prone to cardiovascular disease. Dr. Epen already referred to the rising incidence of diabetes and obesity. If you look at the mortality for coronary artery disease as a gross figure, it is 4 times more in the Indian immigrants to the United States if you compare with their host Americans. And if you look at the prevalence rate for high blood cholesterol, which is one of the things that predisposes to heart attacks, you know, this is close to 1 in 5. And in the Western world, in the global north, the women in the reproductive age group are generally immune from cardiovascular disease, but not our women. They have an abnormal lipid profile, primarily involving their triglycerides. And the migrant Indians also have a higher incidence of hypertension. And Americans do not consider us as exercising good enough. 71% of the Indian diaspora in the United States is listed as not exercising adequately. That is, walking at least 20 minutes into 3 or 4 days in a week. We don't do that. And the incidence of diabetes has already been referred to. 6 to 7% of normal weight people, I'm referring only to Indians, and up to 1/3 of overweight Indians. And the prevalence of obesity is a staggering, ever-rising figure. This is the challenge that you have chosen to confront. When you set up a center of excellence, this is the challenge that you have chosen to confront. You have the resources to do it. The intellectual resources, I would say. The intellectual resources to devise a master plan to apprise the Indian diaspora of the risks that they face, to channelize the healthcare available in the country. The ordinary Indian has many challenges in accessing healthcare in the United States. It is, after all, insurance dependent, and the best insurance policies are not necessarily there for the Indians, the lowest strata of the society. An august body like this had the resources to match the diaspora in the best possible way with the best possible preventive measures that are available, because it is cure which is costlier. This is the challenge that you have taken upon yourself. And in this challenge, I wish you the very best. As far as the talk today is concerned, you have 2 excellent speakers in the field of Ayurveda. And I welcome the trend of inviting Ayurvedic physicians for mainstream lectures, so that we have an orientation, we as a group have an orientation to the possibilities of our ancient Indian heritage system can offer. And you have got 2 people from a very reputed firm, Nagarjuna, and I'm delighted to have them in our midst. With these words, I will conclude this inaugural talk. All the best to this organization.
Thank you, Dr. Sujit Kumar, for officially inaugurating our webinar and making us more aware about health and reminding us that health is the greatest wealth. Thank you, sir. Now I invite our first woman IPS officer from South India, retired DGP, Dr. Jija Madhavan Hari Singh. She is also a recipient of Indira Priyadarshini National Award for her contributions to arts. She is currently serving as the honoring president of the Art Mantram Foundation, a non-profit trust that promotes Indian art, and presently the president of the Institute of Directors, Bangalore chapter. I welcome you, ma'am, to introduce our guest speaker.
Thank you, Amla. Dr. Epen, the chair of this Center of Excellence, Mr. P.C. Matthew, who's the president of the Global Indian Council, Usha George, Shoshama Andrews in absentia, and all the cabinet members, brand ambassadors, as well as the guest today, Dr. Suresh Kumar, and as well as Dr. Manoj Chandrasekhar and Nambi Nambudiri, Dr. Nambi Nambudiri. I will not, we have heard very eminent speakers talking about our mission and vision, especially of this Center of Excellence. I would like to, at the very outset, congratulate Dr. Epen as well as Usha George for all their efforts to organize this inaugural ceremony. And I'm very, very impressed that there are already 68 people tuned in onto this Zoom meeting. Hearty congratulations to you and all the very best. Without much ado, I would like to introduce Dr. Manoj Chandrasekharan here to this esteemed audience. Dr. Manoj Chandrasekharan has 24 years of experience in Ayurvedic treatments with specialization in musculoskeletal diseases like back and neck pain, joint complaints, hip and knee issues, and neurological diseases like stroke and even paralysis. He owns and runs a very famous, a very renowned organization, hospital in Todupuzha, and I have been a beneficiary of that Marma Yogi Hospital. He has vast experience in treatment of lifestyle disorders too. His effective, his specialized method of treatment based on Ayurveda, Marma, and yoga is very effective in many conditions like detoxification. His rejuvenation therapies are very well known. It heals not only the body, but the mind and soul. As soon as I checked in long time ago, the first thing he told me was he handed me a bowl full of grains and said, "Ma'am, this is fish food. Part of your therapy is feeding the fish in the morning and evening and watch the fish for 15 minutes every day." Now coming back to his experience and training under one of the greatest Marma healers of his time, his great uncle, combined with the modern technical know-how, helps him in efficacy of treatments. Dr. Manoj has also been conducting seminars and workshops in European countries like Germany, Switzerland, Austria, China, Poland, and Slovakia, as well as in the Middle East and Malaysia on Ayurveda, yoga, and Marma. He has presented papers and conferences. He also visits some of these countries and has patients all over the world. He is from a family which upholds the tradition of Marma treatments and therapies based on Kallari. Of course, all of you know that is a traditional Kerala martial arts. He has graduated in Ayurvedic medicine from Dr. MGR Medical University, Tamil Nadu, and did his post-graduation in yoga from Annamalai University, Chidambaram. Dr. Manoj owns and has been running the renowned Marma Yogi Hospital of Ayurveda, Marma, and Yoga since 2000 in Todupuzha, Kerala, India. I see that Dr. Nambi Nambudiri also has tuned in, and both of you, very warm welcome from my side as a global ambassador of and one of the founders of Global Indian Council, and we are all excitedly looking forward to this conversation between Dr. Manoj Chandrasekhar and Dr. Nambi to see what all we can adopt and adapt in our daily lives to stay healthy. And as Dr. Epen mentioned and Dr. Suresh mentioned, prevention is any day better than cure. And the expenses, the huge expenses that especially the Indian diaspora, why Indian diaspora, even Indians in India have to bear the huge financial burden of treatments. So why not prevent them? Over to Amla Benny now to continue with the meeting. Thank you. Thank you for a patient hearing.
Thank you, Jija ma'am, for briefing about our guest speaker. Now I'm honored to invite our guest speaker, Dr. P. Nambi Nambudiri. He was born and brought up in a traditional Ayurveda family. After completing his formal education, he had been practicing for over 26 years and teaching BAMS students Ravaguna and Agatha Tantra for past 16 years. Also, he held position as the director and chief physician of Nagarjuna Ayurveda, rooted in Kerala for over 10 years. He had conducted seminars and presented in different parts of the world. I invite our honorable speakers, Dr. P. Nambi Namputri and Dr. Manoj Chandrasekharan, to speak on harmony of body and Indian heritage, exploring Marma Ayurveda for wellness. Let's listen to the doctors.
Namaste. Thanks a lot. Yeah, namaste. Thanks a lot, Amla, for that introduction. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Manoj. Hi, Nabi. Yeah. See, let me on the onset, I would say that I've had the pleasure and privilege of being Manoj's classmate also. Okay, since so we know each other from 1991. So that's a long time. So it's about 33 years now, Manoj. Okay. So it's nice that the last time we met also was on a meeting like this. So it's not that we don't stay far away, might be over 60 kilometers, but busy in our own fields. So this is what we do nowadays. So yeah, Manoj. Dr. Manoj, can I start? Yeah.
Yes.
How are things?
Yes. Thank you to be here and giving me the opportunity to talk about what we studied and what we are practicing.
Yep. Okay, to start off, Manoj, it's I think we have got a lot of things to catch up about Marma. So see, nowadays we see that Ayurveda is becoming extremely popular, and it so became even more popular after the COVID thing. But what is missing? I see we have had these discussions, but that. Okay, to start off, what do you basically want to say about Marma Ayurveda? And how is it different from the other traditional Ayurvedic practices?
Marma Ayurveda is actually a speciality of Ayurveda. It's a part of Ayurveda out of the Ashtangas of Ayurveda, the 8 main branches like general medicine, pediatrics, gynecology, and all we have in Ayurveda science. And out of that, it is one of the main branch which talks about the vital energy points. As we know, Ayurveda is not only a system of medicine or treatment, it is a system which helps to maintain the health. So we have 2 branches, Swasthasya Swastha Rakshana and Adarasya Vigara Pashmana, to treat the health of a healthy person and to maintain the health of a healthy person and to treat the diseases. Anyway, so Marma Ayurveda is a branch in which we see the human being in 3 different levels, like the Stula Sharira, that is the gross body, the physical body, Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body, which contains the prana, the mind, and the intelligence, and Karana Sharira, that is the causal body. So when we consider the human being from all these three aspects, we have to use the subtle tools to explore into the subtle aspects of human being, like the prana sharira, the intellectual and the mental body. So marmas are actually the vital energy points in our body, where the subtle energy called prana focusing. like we know, when we, if you go through the studies of yoga, you can see the 7 chakras, and there are so many meridians or nadis developing from each chakras. And when the chakras pass through our body, it focuses, it intercepts at some points in our body. And these points are called marma, where the prana energy focuses more. So by controlling or by stimulating or manipulating this prana energy, most of the functions of our body can be activated or balanced. So that way, marma therapy or marma massage or marma stimulation helps to work in a deeper level or in a subtle level, so that it gives more efficiency and more precise action in our system. So Marma Ayurveda, as we said, it is a part of Ayurvedic science.
So when this is applied, what we understand is when this is applied, it basically helps the energy actually flow better in the body, right? Is that what you're trying to tell?
Correct. Yes,
Yep.
the energy flows better, and so that it helps to remove the blocks, which is accumulating due to many factors, which we'll discuss later.
Yeah. So one is that when an energy flows, the block is removed, and when the energy flows, the nutrition also reaches properly to different parts of the body. Yep. So Manoj, the thing is that how is it?
Correct.
So how is it different from the Ayurveda what we see right now?
See, in normal Ayurveda, we focus more on the physical body. Okay, so we give different types of therapies. We work more on the physical system, like the doshas and dhadus, shrodhas, that more or less similar to the tissues and organs and the physical aspect of human body. But when we go to the Marma Ayurveda, we go to the energy system that is more subtle by nature, and it goes more and more deeper. Suppose, for example, if you have a block in your emotional level or intellectual level, as per Ayurveda, we need a subtle tool to operate it. We cannot use a blunt instrument to go to the subtle level. So for that, this prana, pranayama, like that, different aspects of prana, the marmas being used, so that it will work in the deeper level and we will get a better result.
So, what do you actually see when you say marma points? We have got, say, basically about more than 100 marma points are there in the body, right? Major marma points,
Yes.
Right? So there should be a classification, right? That in the sense, how are these classified basically, these marmas?
See, there are different types of classifications for marma, like based on the dosha, say vata predominant marma, pitta predominant marma, kapha predominant marma, and then based on the functions of the marma, how it acts on your body, it creates pain or it creates some inflammation, or that which creates, sometimes it can be fatal, any injury happens to that, like that sadhya pranahara, like that. There are so many classifications are given for that. But when we come to the treatment aspect of this marma points, it is more towards the activation of the hormone systems and nervous system. When we look into that level, it is more functioning in that. So the pitta, we call it as pitta, and vata. And also there are certain marmas which helps to improve the function of kapha. So like that, we classify it is based on these 3 basic organic forces. The classification is based on that.
So, so how do you say, okay, this is a marma? How can you say this is a marma? The sense, is it basically, where certain things come and join or something like that? How do you call it? Yeah, this is a marma.
There are so many types of marma mentioned in that way, where the ligaments unite with the bone, or the bones unite together, or the arteries joining together. They are called asti marma, or nadi marma, or dhamini marma, or sira marma, mamsa marma. Like that, there are so many points where the we can say, in generally we can say, the joining place of muscles or ligaments or nerves or arteries, veins, These are the area where you have more the focus of prana, and such points are called marmas in general.
The meeting place. So there, see, according to Ayurveda, there are 72,000 nadis, right?
Yes.
So wherever these nadis actually, so you have got basically, so what we understand is there are 108, right? Major marmas and
Yes.
innumerable small marmas.
Yes.
True, right? So, so see, yeah, Manoj, we have gone through this course together, but when we go through the Ayurvedic course, even though it is there in the syllabus, these marmas, okay, and what will happen when an injury happens, the marmas have been clearly written in the text, but the treatment aspect of those marmas are not very clear in any of the texts which we have studied. Right?
Correct.
First thing is why is it so?
I think, when the Ayurveda developed 2,500 or 3,000 years ago, they have given not much importance for that aspects. But later, in southern part of India, we can say, especially in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, the martial art people, we call it as Kalari fighters, they have given more importance for it because they are being used it for fighting each other, to injure somebody or to get out of the injury, to heal the injury. So like that, it's a special system which is more developed in the southern part of India, especially in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, where they have developed it as a special science or special branch of medicine. It's called Kalari medicine. That is being practiced in our family for more than 300, 400 years as a part of the Kalari school. That's how I think it's more popular in South India.
So mostly, see, when we look at Marma, people have got this feeling that Marma is basically for physical aspects, right? Yes. That's a major concept, But how does it work in the mental wellness or the emotional balance, sort of?
Sinabi, as we discussed, these vital points are connected to the doshas and gunas. Doshas are Vata, Pitta, Kapha. I think most of us knows about these three forces. And gunas are the mental qualities. So they are all connected. Say, for example, if you get an injury at the tip of your toe, you feel pain physically. And also you will be very disturbed mentally also, correct? And yes. Suppose if you are suffering from migraine, which is not because of an injury, it's a metabolic disorder. There also, as per Marma Ayurveda, the flow of prana is being affected or deranged, or it is blocked. So what we do in Marma therapy is we try to open up that energy flow or the block, so that when the energy flows, the pain or the healing process will be happening, will be much better. That's how it works more in the subtle level. Hope you remember when we studied in Chennai, that doctor in the Kilpauk Medical College, where we used to go for our training. Once he got this migraine, and we have treated him with the Marma therapy. So, yes. And after that, how he got, without any medicines internally, we stimulated the Marma points, and it helped him to come out from the pain. So this is something which we stimulate such vital energy points. It helps to opens up the energy flow, and it helps for the process of healing.
We call that avarna. The avarna is removed. The block is removed.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here, see, if you look at Ayurveda, I'm just generally talking about Ayurveda. Ayurveda, we have see a treatment, not treatment, approach to anything happens in 3 levels. It is ahara, vihara, and then aushadha. Aushadha is the treatment. So first, what you have to look at is the food part of it. And if your food is fine, by and large, you are mostly healthy. Then comes your lifestyle. What time do you get up? What exercise you do? All those things. The lifestyle. So the ahara, vihara, and if these 2 things are okay, that means there is always a higher chance that you're going to be healthy. And then if needed only, we have to go to treatments, aushadha. Right. So how do you basically link this, the sense, even the nutritional aspect, into the what do you call the Marma field?
See, in general, when we say, normally we say that we are the product of what we eat, correct?
Yes.
But when we look at closely, actually, is it the product of what we eat or what we digest or what we are able to digest? So if you are eating good food, nutritious food, maybe, if it is not getting digested in our body, what will happen? That will lead into indigestion. We say that the ama will produce. So this ama is something like the metabolic toxin which accumulates in our body, and that leads into different types of metabolic disorders. So what Marma Ayurveda says that you must understand about your prakriti and vikriti. Based on that only, you have to choose your food or lifestyle or whatever, daily activities, even including your job, because every person is different. For example, myself is Pitta by nature. I am basically originally from Tiruvalla, my mother's house. I used to eat a lot of fish because which is very common there when I was a boy. But now, if I see the fish not eating, those days I used to eat more than 1 kilo of fish a day. It's possible for me. But now, even by seeing fish, I will get, some sort of irritation, allergy, indigestion-like feeling. I cannot bear it. So that says that my vikriti has changed. That means I am now into the middle age, I am into the pitta age. I cannot digest it anymore. So like that, if a person who likes to be healthy has to take food according to the prakriti, that is the genetic, what you call expression or genetic thing what we have got, and also to the age and other lifestyle factors. Surprisingly, when I go to Europe, if I eat fish or a little bit of alcohol, normally I won't take alcohol, but in Europe, I sometimes take alcohol. That doesn't make much problem for me there, because there it is cold, dry weather. In Kerala, it is hot, humid weather, which increases pitta by nature. So if I take this food in Kerala, it's a problem for me. But if I go to a cold, dry weather, it doesn't make problem for me. So this is vikriti. So based on that, one has to understand about their prakriti and vikriti, and based on that, they have to choose their food. That says clearly that every food is not healthy for everyone. According to the health, according to the prakriti, according to the geographical area, one has to learn to use and to eat the food. That's what Marma Ayurveda says about it.
Adjust accordingly.
Yes.
So it all, see, the prakriti and vikriti. Prakriti is the nature of a person, and vikriti is the imbalance that has been created over a period of time.
Yes.
Right.
Not only the period of time according to the seasonal changes.
Yeah. Seasonal changes. Or if you are sick, that means you have deviated from the prakriti.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting, right? So, but one thing, if somebody is interested to actually learn more about Marma, okay. So are there some some ancient texts or scriptures that can give you some idea into how Marma is being done?
See, nowadays there are a lot of Marma related books are publishing from different parts of the world in English. Dr. Vasant Lad, I think he has made a very beautiful book about the Marma points and the Chinese acupressure points. If you look into the traditional things, there are mostly these books are available in Tamil language. It's called Marma Shastra Pidika, Marma Shastra Samaharam. These are all written in Malayalam language, but in Tamil. So it is very, very effective book, and there are so many translations are also available in Malayalam language as well as in English. You can get now. The main book is Marma Shastra Pedika and Marma Shastra Samahara.
Okay, but traditionally in a lot of families, say for example your granddad, granduncle, he had his own books, handwritten books is what I've seen, right?
Yes.
So
these are the books, it is based on this Marma Shastra Pedika, Marma Shastra Samaharam, their experiences, that is more important. You might have seen some of the palm leaf manuscripts in our home, and also the
yes,
traditional handwritten book. Yeah, these are all the experiences of different people in our family and also from different schools. That is what we are basically following for it.
now see, there are a lot of misconceptions as far as Marma goes. This is especially after the movie, there was a movie, Kamal Hassan's movie came, Indian, I don't know whether they'll do that, the person will fall. So Marma is basically, what people, you understand what I'm trying to tell you. There are a lot of things that Marma is actually used to make a person fall or make him faint or induce pain, But that might be one part of it, but a lot of misconceptions. So how do you want to throw light on that?
See, I mean, there are two types of marma, which is called abhyasa marma, that is being used by the martial art fighters to hit others. That was the part of their job. But we are doctors, we are into the treatment aspect. We are called the chikitsa marma. So even though it is developed as a part of Kalari fighting, it has got these two branches. These are all connected, but we are focusing more into the therapeutic aspect of marmas, the vital energy pools. So there are 107 marmas as per the Ayurvedic test and 108 according to the Tamil classical textbooks. So based on that, we have developed a marma therapy or marma massage therapy where we are practicing in our center, and it is very useful for different types of ailments. So my case, we had done the therapy for the calcaneal spur, right? We have treated you with that and how he came out from that. So there are so many musculoskeletal problems like that which we can be treated with marma therapy. So of course, in the Kamal Hassan movie, we have seen some, superstitious things also. It's a part of movie. You have to, and actually, there are some points is mentioned as far as I know in the Abhyasa Marma, like Chundu Marma, Noku Marma, like by pointing somebody, you can hit it. And what I understood from my granduncle about this is, it is based on the mental power. So by focusing the mind and they can transfer the energy, it seems like we do it in mantra therapy. That is the focusing of mind into to hit somebody. So like that, I don't know. I have never experienced that, but my granduncle have told me that there is a possibility even like that. So
yeah,
I don't know about that aspect.
Yeah, see, that means you point at a person in a certain place and then he gets irritation there, right?
Yeah. Maybe when you focus your mind, the power of your mind, the mind has infinite power.
Yeah. So see, these marmas, see, basically, as we said, there are three marmas. Three marmas also there. The head, the hridaya, and the vasti, or the lower abdomen. These are the major three marmas. Okay. So those are the most supreme marmas. Okay. Apart from that, we have got another 105 more marmas. So how do you say, how are these all connected?
See, Nami, Marma is more connected to the chakras. Okay. So if you look into the 7 chakras, starting from the Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, that is all starting from the root of your tailbone. Then Swadhisthana is in the sexual organ region, Manipura in the navel area. Then comes the heart, then throat, and the eyebrow center, and the Sahasrara. So like that, the 7 chakras, and these chakras are connected to the main energy points where the prana is focusing a lot. And if you look closely to that, you can see that it is connected to some vital organs also. So in the head, you can see it's connected to the brain and associate things. In the chest region, it is more connected to your heart and lungs, and in the nabi, that the vasti, that is more connected to the kidney and related organs. So these are the three vital organs, we can say, which is needed for the human life. So the energy focuses more, and if there is any injury happens or any blocks happen to these areas, definitely it affects our overall health, and that leads into different types of disorders, metabolic disorders. As Dr. I think his name is Suresh Kumar, right? He was mentioning about the different types of injuries happening due to the lack of exercise and lifestyle related problems. So in our system, what I have understood is more connected to the accumulation of toxins or harm. So these are the three areas where if the circulation is affected, is that the cardiovascular problem, it's connected to the, according to us, it is more connected to the pitta, right? And also the accumulation of armor, which blocks the vital organs or the circulation to that area, and that ends up in different types of metabolic disorders.
So how important, see, as I'm looking at from the treatment aspect, okay, so how important is oil and massage and such things in the application of Marma therapy?
See, in Marma therapy, we use oils, but not all the time. As you know that if there is a block, we immediately won't go for any massage or any stimulation. We have to give them internal medicines so that the toxins has to burn inside. Like, first we have to make it loose from that point, because it is very sticky by nature, the armor or toxin. So, we cannot compare it to the plague or something like that, but we see in modern medicine. But still, as per our system, if the armor or toxins accumulates in our body, it blocks the different areas. And to reduce that or to make it more digested, we have to give internal medicines. First, in Ayurveda, there are different types of Marma Kashayas, Marma tablets, Marma Lepa. There are so many things we have using for such problems.
Nadi Kashayam.
Nadi Kashayam. There are so many things like that. So first we give that. After that, in order to make it more lubricated, we need to use some oil or something like which helps to make it loosen it from that area. So to soften that, we use the internal and external oleation therapy. After that, we have to eliminate it from the body so that we need to use the Marma point stimulation and all, so that it moves away from that area. And it has to be eliminated through the different orifices, like we do the panchakam.
Closest orifice.
Yeah, there are different orifices through it, like vomiting therapy, you might have seen the purgation therapy, the enema therapy. These are the areas through which we have to eliminate it out. So there are 3 stages for it. And oleation therapy or oil therapy, massage and all is a part of it.
So, so when you are actually stimulating a Marma point, okay, yes, because this is something which I have seen and I've experienced. There are people who use their hands. There are some people who use their legs also. So yes, where do you use the hands? Where do you use the legs? Is there any?
See, we use the foot massage or Marma massage using the leg if you want to give a deep pressure. Okay, so for example, in the highly muscular area, you sometimes we may not be able to use the pressure with our hands. So if you want to give a deep pressure in that area, we have to use the leg. So that is not necessary all the time, which is mainly used for the martial art fighters and the Kathakali dancers to make the body more flexible and to for such purposes only it is being used widely now. But it's a part of treatment, of course, as you might have seen. I am doing it for some people, but it is mainly for the people who need a deep pressure.
Now, one question, okay, one important question. So when we do all these treatments, the massage and all those things, it basically generates a lot of heat in our body also.
Yes.
So doing because Marma is something, see, we also do that. So when you are actually manipulating, I don't say manipulating, when you're trying to set that prana right, there's a lot of energy release there. And that actually heats up the person who's doing that also.
Yes.
So how do you try to balance that from yourself? How do you take care of yourself when you're doing these treatments?
I have. Hi everyone.
See.
I have a gentle reminder, and I'm sorry to interrupt between these questions. We only have 15 more minutes for these sessions.
Yes, and we have got a question and answer session after that.
Yeah, we have a question and answer session.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a very important question, because when we do the therapy, our body will get heated up a lot. And in my personal experience, it affected my health also. So when I asked about this doubt to my granduncle, what he was doing, because he lived, I think, up to the age of 84 or 85 without any diseases. I have never seen him, in hospital or taking any medicines in his whole life. So he told me that, the food intake is very important, and the timing of the food. I hope you remember, he takes only twice a day food. Okay,
Yes.
Attadam and Muttadam. Yeah, that's one thing. So that it, and he used to take the food which is more natural in its nature. He never used to eat the processed food. He used to eat directly from the fruits, and he used to drink the milk, and also he used to take more rice product. And if you go into the grains like wheat and wheat products and processed food, it creates more problem in our body, because it creates more toxins in our body. And also, the person or the therapist who is taking who's doing the therapy has to detox his body by taking the medicines and proper rasayanas, and also the water. He used to tell me that at least 3 to 4 liters of water one has to take. Because in my experience, if I do therapy, my body gets heated up in such a way that my urine become like, dark yellow, like turmeric yellow, like sometimes. So I have to drink a lot of water to eliminate the toxins from my body, and also the heat. That's the way I have doing it.
Yeah, so this so many people don't know that, when patients come, just like taking care of the patients, is very important to take care of the staff also. So we tell the staff to first apply oil on their head before they actually go in for the treatment. Right? Yeah. So Manoj,
when
one
we
thing,
do the therapy, the therapist also protect themselves by applying the oil.
So Manoj, what can you just see in day-to-day life? A lot of people are listening to our conversation in different parts of the world. So for them, can you actually tell them some practical things which they can do? See, Marma is something which is, you have learned it from your granduncle, and he's learned. So it's a basically a tradition from your side. But are there certain things which they can do, okay, to stay healthy on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, in that, Nabi, I think it is better we go to some common problems which we face every day, and most common problems, and so that the people can apply it in their daily life. I would like to go into the most common problem the people face now is sleep-related problems. Like we are getting a lot of patients for insomnia and sleep disorders. So as we know, the nidra or sleep is something connected to the proper balancing of prana. So prana is responsible for all the movements in our body. So if our mind is not getting calmed down, the sleep will not happen. So as we know, the mind is flow of thoughts. So how to cool it down, how to calm it down? That is something what we do in Marma Ayurveda and Marma Yoga. So in that we have certain medicines like the Shirabala. I think everybody knows that that medicine, which is very commonly available and it's very famous. It's Shirabala. It's nothing but the combination of Sida cordifolia, we call in Malayalam Kurundoti, in Sanskrit is Bala, and also with milk. A combination of these two is an excellent medicine. It is our that is more potent Ksheerabala. That is 41 times or 21 times or 101 times repeated. The same process and becomes Ksheerabala Avrati. So this 1 or 2 drops, you can take it and apply it on the the Sahasrara chakra. That is the place where the center of the chakras, we call it the crown chakra, in what you call the
vertex. The vertex.
Vertex. Yeah, that is the where when we touch, you feel the soft point in the
For the child, for small infants, for infants, you'll see a very soft area, right?
Yeah.
Babies.
So there, if you take 1 or 2 drops and apply it there, and in the center of your eyebrows, the throat chakra and the heart chakra, and in the middle of your palms, the and also the bottom of your feet. So you do massage in that area for 1 or 2 minutes. Then after that, you can massage your ears. That is another point behind the ear. Then you can do this massage in this area and keep the leg in warm water. I have seen recently, I have seen a very special case because of the privacy. I'm not saying more about the patient detail, but going through a very severe mental trauma because of some family issues, and she was taking a lot of medicines, especially psychiatric medicines, and also along with that sleeping pills. She was here for about 2 weeks, and in that time, we were able to completely stop the sleep medicine and by replacing with this type of therapy. And of course, we have given her, the medicine which we commonly use, the Manasamitra tablet in milk and cow's milk, warm milk. If you drink a little, half a glass before going to sleep, and of course, you have to switch off the light at least 1 hour before you go to sleep. And this is a technique we use it in the Marma therapy to make a person sleep just by stimulating these chakras. Okay, these are some energy points we focus for the sleep disorder, sleep insomnia problems. Then another common thing that people are suffering is the migraine headache. Hope you remember that doctor in Kilpauk Medical College. For that, we have to stimulate this, the eyebrow center chakra and move to the sides from the center. And above the ear, there is a point where we do it in a circular motion. So it is something like that, and below the ears like that. So these 2 points, when you stimulate and above the eyebrows, it helps a lot for many people. The Shankha Marma and Sabini Marma, these are the name of the points. But more than that, it is the area, to stimulate like this and move from the middle to the side and above the ears and go below the behind the ears and coming down to the chin. And this is there are many more points to stimulate, but these are some points which we can easily stimulate and get benefit from the headache. Then some of the other common points, say for example, the Fana Marma, which is very people suffering mostly in cold weather and the sinus related problems. It is on the either side of the nostril. We do up and down movement in the nose. This is the Fana Marma. We stimulate that without knowing these Marma points and all, people do naturally when they get the pain, right? So it helps to opens up the sinuses and which is very commonly using in Ayurveda for the therapy, along with Kabbalah. So Kabbalah is a process in which we use the hot water or hot, decoctions in our mouth, along with nasal drops. So these are all the common therapy which we can do easily at home. If you cannot use the medicines, you can use, the warm salt water, nasal saline, the people are using otherwise also. This is also to activate the Fana Marma, which helps to opens up the sinus. Then there is something called Chipra Marma. So Chipra Marma is something, you can see that between the thumb and the index finger, this point, it's a very important marma point to stimulate just by pressing here. You might have seen it by pressing this marma between the thumb and index finger. It activates which is very useful for the neuritis, the people getting the tingling sensation and all. It's very effective. So the another common problem people very commonly now we are getting is the Janu Marma related. That is the knee related problems. So there are the Marma in and around the where the patella, you can say the patella tendon, that area, if you stimulate, it helps to release the pain because it really helps reduce the what you call the stiffness in that area. So like that, so many marmas which we can use in our daily life for releasing the common ailments. But of course, it's a part of therapy. You need to be trained. It is not something which you can practice by this sort of therapies.
So Manoj, as we come to the last question, what message would you want to give to the people who are listening to you right now? What else they have to do? See, putting aside Marma, as far as Ayurveda goes, what else do they have to follow to stay healthy? One last message. Then we'll take the questions.
Yes. Nambi, you know, Dr. Suresh was telling a lot about the lifestyle related problems. That is a very common issue everywhere in the world, especially what we are seeing in developing countries like us and in the Indian people in US. You know, we went to different parts of the world to improve our life, you know, lifestyle and also our economical growth. Correct. Yes, but unfortunately, we forget about what for we are making it. You know, we make money, we need money, of course, but are we using it in a proper way? As per Ayurveda, the basic concept of health is Samadosha, Samagni, Samadhatu, Malakriya, Prasanna, Atma, Indriya, Mana, Swastha, Ityabhidhi. Who is a healthy person, or what is the secret of health and wellness? Ayurveda defined like this. It is not only the physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, economical, social, all these aspects has to be balanced. So here we have to understand that everyone has to understand about their own nature, their own prakriti, what I need and what for I live. So very clearly it is mentioned, Sukhartha, to be happy and healthy, to be well, we have to do every possible thing. And to do that, we need to follow our dharma. The righteous action, the righteous place, in the righteous time is called dharma. So if it is doing exercise, we have to do exercise, the proper food, you know, proper rest, relaxation, everything is required according to Ayurveda. So if we follow this principle in the righteous way, or we call it the dharma, if you practice our dharma, we will be healthy and happy. So everyone has to find out what is my dharma, what shall I do now to maintain my health. Not only the physical health I'm talking about, it's the mental health, emotional health, intellectual health. See, the emotional health, it is very, very important. The people are asking why the lot of mental illness and the emotional problems are happening. When we look into the European community, or the people coming from Europe and from America and Canada, we are getting a lot of patients. So the inability to properly digest their emotions, that is the problem for emotional weakness or emotional ill health. You understood? It is the inability to digest the emotions. Okay, suppose you talk to me something bad. If I cannot digest it, I will tell you, Nambi, I cannot digest what you say. So that also an indigestion that causes some sort of emotional block or emotional armor that ends up in other physical disorders. So we must be able to learn how to manage the different aspects or balance the different aspects of life. So this is my humble request to all our friends here to look into this matter. What for I live, and how to maintain a happy and healthy life.
So healthy, basically, so I'll end with this. Health is basically the translation for health. So swastha is the word which we use in Ayurveda, and it is the translation of health is very inadequate in my opinion. Swasti, as Dr. Manoj was just telling, that it's for an individual person is entirely different. So the word swastha means it's two words. Swa means in my own. Stha is to be. So when I am in myself, within myself, that is the best stage to be. So that is different for different people. So you have to know what is where you, that's what, your purpose. So your health, where you are, where you stay within yourself is your health. Thanks a lot for this opportunity.
Thank you, Nambi, and thank you all for giving us the opportunity to be here.
And Manoj, your job continues. You can answer the questions which are coming your way.
Thank you, Dr. Nambi and Dr. Manoj. We had received a couple of questions in chat. I would like to go with the first question. First question is from Daisy. She wants to know, do you have inpatient treatment? If so, can we get more info regarding that? Not only her, many of our attendees had asked same question, like they want to know more information and addresses of place having treatment.
Yes, we have inpatient treatments also. Our center is in Thodupuzha. We have a 9-bedded hospital here. It's a 9 rooms. Basically, it's a part of my family. So we used to call it not as a hospital, but as a hospital. As Madam Jija correctly said, her experience here, it's a part of our family. We consider people as not as a patients, but as the family members. And we treat them as our family. And see, nobody wants to be in a hospital, right? So we keep our center as a part of our home, and we treat people as a part of our family. So there are opportunity for that, and we can share our website details later here, and you can get it from the authorities.
Thank you, Doctor. Next question is from Baiju. He would like to know more about Marma Adagal. Can you please give a short and brief explanation about Marma Adagal?
So meanwhile, Dr. Manoj, I'm just posting a website, marmayogi.com. I've just put it out for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
See, Adagal is a technique. If suppose somebody is in an injury after, it is more towards the Abhyasa Marma, where the people, when they hit by an opponent, they might feel unconscious or they may be, injured very badly. So at that time, you need to activate or to bring him back to life and health. So for that, there are so many adangals I've mentioned. Pirangi Thoravugol is one of the adangal mentioned. It is very commonly used in our place if a person is hit very badly. So there are so many, I have seen in the messages he is sending, so many books are there available in Tamil language. Marma Kudariga, like that. So many books are there, but the main books which is published is this two, and in that almost many of these ancient traditional texts, because it is more handled by the Nadar people. It's a class of people more in the southern part of Travancore those days, Kanyakumari district and Trivandrum. So they were having keeping it as a secret in their family. But later, one Kunji Krishnan Nadar who took that from many people and he published it. So in this, you can see many types of it is available now in Malayalam language also, and it is published from, I don't know from where, but it is available now. For many years it was not publishing, but now it started again. So this is about the, if Mr. Baiju want to know more about Marma, it's something you need to go more personal. It is something which we cannot discuss in a meeting like this. So I request him to have a direct conversation with me. He can get my phone number and we can discuss it more.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. Next question is from Aravind. He had requested to suggest a practical book which a common man can use for day-to-day issues, as you mentioned, and he would like to know like, can you please suggest a teacher and institute to learn more about Marma therapy and Marma treatments?
That's why I said it is in English language. You can get the Dr. Vasant Lad's book, Marma Poems. If you give me 1 minute, I can show the book from my library. Just a minute, I will give you. I will show you that.
Move on to the next question.
Okay, I'm moving on to the next question. I had seen Mr. Roy had raised his hands. Can you please unmute and ask the question, Mr. Roy? Hello, Mr. Roy.
I think Dr. Manoj has gone to get the book.
Meanwhile, I have a question.
You can ask
yeah.
me, no problem.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Oh, okay.
I have a question from Tara. She's right here, so she can ask the question directly to the doctor.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Tara. I'm from New York. My question is there any connection between acupuncture and Marma treatment, the therapy?
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of similarities. You can see between the Marma points and acupressure points. And some points are very much similar, but some are different also. So I will show you the book, which is by Vasant Lad. There you can.
You can just give the name of the book, Manoj.
Yeah, it is Marma Points of Ayurveda by Dr. Vasant Lad, in which there is it is a combination of Marma Ayurveda points and also about the traditional Chinese system also. It's a combination. It's a very good book. It is published by which published. It's Dr. You can just look for it. Marma Points of Ayurveda by Dr. Vasant Lad. Cannot see the publisher's
okay.
name here.
I put it on the chat, Manoj. So
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah, one thing I can just add a little bit to that. Acupressure is basically, it's a science which developed from the Chinese part of the world, and then it went to different parts. So we have this historical documentation that lot of things which developed when Huan Sang came to India from China, lot of things came to India from the Chinese medicine, and a lot of things from India also went to the Chinese part of it. That's how I think all of you know that the Shaolin Temple was basically started by an Indian, okay, who went all the way from South India. So there were transfer of a lot of knowledge, and we believe that all those things which have come, even the martial arts and all these acupressure, Marma has actually contributed a lot to the development of acupressure, and then acupuncture came later after acupressure. I hope that will help.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, doctor.
Have you got the name of the book, madam? The Marma Points of Ayurveda by Dr.
Yeah, I put it in the
Yeah.
chat, Manoj. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you, doctors. Our floor is open to ask your questions and concerns to our delegates. If anyone have any questions or concerns, I kindly request you to raise your hands and move forward. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Usha Jot. Hello, Dr. Manoj and Dr. Nambi. I'm so happy that it was a very great event for us. I'm thankful to you, and I had a very good conversation with Dr. Manoj. For this reason, I called a couple of times. It was nice meeting you through the Zoom. It was a great event. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
a
ma'am.
lot. It's our pleasure.
Yeah, I'm Jacob. I'm Dr. Epen. Great presentation, Manoj and Nabi. I really appreciate. It's always good to hear things from the other side too. So, the only question that I had is, one was the acupressure point, which I think Tara has already brought it up. You talk about consuming milk quite a bit in your dietary thing, or along with the medications. As you know, humans started drinking milk apparently only in about last, 10,000 years. Before that, we were not adapted to. And apparently, we had this lactase enzyme which digests the milk. You mostly find it in infants, and you probably start losing it when you get old. But now there is a lactase gene that has also, evolved, mostly present in the Europeans, and it's not very active among Asians. So my question to you is, do you see when you give, milk in adults, is there a milk intolerance that you see in patients?
Yes, definitely, sir. Definitely a lot of people, especially with the A1 type of milk. But with our country cow's milk, that is A2 milk, I think, the people are more tolerant to it. But the new variety of milk, I have seen a lot of people suffering from it. So in such people, we change it. We will change the vehicle. Now, milk is being used as a vehicle for that. We use different juices, sometimes sugarcane juice. See, our concept is to increase a little bit of kaba in the body, which induces sleep. So for that, we use this milk as a vehicle along with this Manasamitra tablet. But apart from that, we have different other vehicles. I'm just said as a common thing which we can get available easily. That's why I said the milk, but it is not necessarily for everyone.
I can also add a few points to that, if you don't mind. Okay,
Yes,
what I see is people. I don't blame the milk. Milk is see, as you said, yeah, 10,000 or 15,000 years we have been taking it. So in a way, we are genetically we have gotten used to it. It is not the milk that the problem is. The problem is the source always. So if the source is right, I think the milk is not the biggest problem here. That's what even Ayurveda says. So as we were telling about sleep, we have got 8 milks that have been mentioned in Ayurveda. And specifically when we say milk, for sleep, they have told you have to consume buffalo's milk for sleep. And chemically speaking, if you look, you might not find too much of difference between buffalo's milk and cow's milk or other milk. But according to Ayurveda, buffalo's milk is considered to be heavier than cow's milk, and it actually induces, it makes you slightly slower, and that actually helps you get better sleep.
All right,
Thank you,
thanks.
doctor. Do anyone have any questions? Yeah, I think all are clear with your questions and concerns. So I officially thank Dr. Pinambi Nambudiri and Dr. Manoj for your valuable words and this informative session. I hope we all were able to acquire more knowledge regarding Marma Ayurveda for wellness and benefits of Marma Ayurveda treatments in our day-to-day life. Thank you, doctors. Thank you for joining with us and giving this wonderful session.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Good night. Good night from this part of the world.
Thank you.
Moving on, now I invite Global President of Global Indian Council, Mr. P.C. Matthew, man with distinct vision and pillar of Global Indian Council, who constantly put effort to upbring Indian diaspora across the world. He is a multi-talented professional who had showcased himself in various sectors, including his service as a former secretary at U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at Middle East District. I welcome you, sir, and I request you to share a few words with us.
Namaskar, everybody. I was interestingly hearing this very knowledgeable class, actually, from well-educated and experienced doctors like Manoj and Dr. Namburi, Dr. Ipen, Yeja Madam, etc., etc. And I can see the comments coming in the chat, how effective was today's health and wellness seminar. They were slow for some time, but once they started now, I believe they will run like a deer. All the best. Like Dr. Ibrahim said, this is a global network for the benefit of Indian diaspora wherever they live. Also towards the goal to help the other people living around them. So I'm very proud of today's meeting and keep going. All the best, and I really appreciate the leaders like Sudhir Nambiar, Tara Sajan, Tom, Dr. Professor Joy Velatumadam, and many of our leaders and chairs and coaches are well qualified. Even Anangudi sir, even from any level, he used to come and help. So I pray that the organization will benefit to many, and I believe these all organizations are to be as a platform to serve the community. All the best. Thank you very much, and especially the wonderful MC. And today we missed Shosha Mandy, and her daughter took her place, and Usha George. Appreciate all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. P.C. Matthew. I welcome leader, politician, educator, nurse, and activist, and first woman legislator of Rockland County, and GIC Global Goodwill Ambassador, Honorable Dr. Annie Paul, to felicitate the function.
Greetings to all of you. And such a great, and I have to say that Dr. Suresh Kumar, Dr. Jacob Epen, P.C. Matthew, Dr. Manoj, and Dr. Nambiar, and Usha George, and all GIC team. It's a great event. I'm so proud to be part of this. And this is different health seminar compared with the usual health seminar. That's why it is unique and important, and the information we got today is very useful and beneficial to everyone, because all the time, as the doctors mentioned, all the health issues are increasing among our Indian, especially everyone, but especially our Indian community. Maybe the change what we need is that they were talking about. I think we have to follow their direction. It is important. And I'm so proud to say Dr. Manoj is from Thodupuzha, where I am from Thodupuzha, and happy to see how much we are doing for the community, hoping for a better community, better healthy community. And all this can promote. And thank you so much for GIC leaders for organizing such a beautiful program, and especially Dr. Jacob Epen and Usha George. Thank you for this opportunity. May God bless you all. May God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Annie. Now I invite Dr. Joyce Thomas Matthew, GIC Media and Communication Chair, to felicitate our function. Doctor, can you please unmute?
All the distinguished guests. I am talking from Minnesota, and it is too early for me, but I congratulate Dr. Epen and Usha George for selecting this particular topic. And as a real living of the meticulous Ayurvedic system, I think I have a lot to tell, but I think Usha George has given me only 2 or 3 minutes. May I use it? This is a real witness of the systems. Many of my comrades in JC know me personally, and how I have been struggling with different health problems. May I start with my childhood. During my childhood, just like COVID we had experienced recently, polio spread in India, and I happened to be a victim of polio, and my whole body was paralyzed below my neck. In brief, spent a lot of money. I have been taken to many of the hospitals. Neither the doctors at the Vellore nor the experts to St. Martha's Hospital, like Dr. Modale from, I think he was an orthopedic surgeon. They could not improve my health at all, or my condition worsened. And my family thought I am going to die. And I was really facing death each day. My grandfather, so dedicated, he wanted to bring me to the real life. During the next 6 years, I will take 2 or 3 minutes, don't worry. During the next 6 years, I was treated by Kottakkal Ayurvedic system with Nyavara treatments, which gradually helped me to stand up, fall down, with crutches, walk with shoes and canes. And to tell you the truth, except with the slight limping, I thirst for my studies. urged me to leave. I became a normal person for a couple of years. But after that, I was eager to study, and somehow I went to school, I went to college, and while I was a student in Bangalore, I happened to be a victim of food poisoning, and I was unconscious for 36 hours. And in St. Martha's Hospital, I think I'm not distinguishing between Ayurvedic or allopathic, but allopathic medicines helped me. They brought me back, and Dr. Modile actually helped me to get out of my what is that police case of medico-legal case, telling that this was not an attempt for suicide or anything. It was a food poisoning. To bring me back within the couple of years, and after 6 decades, I am too old now, because many of my friends know that during the last 2 months, I was struggling, and I all of a sudden fell down. The scanning report told that there are clots and bleeding in my brain in 2 points. And immediately I was taken to the hospital, and my skull was actually opened in 2 places for 4 centimeters each, and everything was removed, and I came back, and the doctors never thought that I will be speaking like this. But after 2 or 3 months, I regained all my memory. Thank God. And even President P.C. Matthew was praying for me, and he used to talk to me once in a while, and he was motivating me. And the prayers and my urge to leave brought me back to life. And for the couple of last 3 or 4 months, I was undergoing physiotherapy. But I am coming back to Ayurvedic treatments, because I had been in Kerala for the last 2 months, and I had a treatment for Marma Ayurvedic treatment, which reduced my pains. And see, I am healthy as I think, and I want to see you all, and I am a living example of the benefits of Ayurvedic treatments. My pains are subsided, and I may be going back after 1 or 2 months for continuing my treatment in Ayurvedic system. I urge you all, if you have got some time and some money, go for a Sukha Chikitsa in Ayurvedic treatments to rejuvenate your system, Marma and other nervous systems. As I know, Ayurvedic system, motto of Ayurvedic system is to preserve the health of healthy people. We want to live more, be an Ayurvedic advocate, and with that eagerness, with that motivation to live, and be an advocate of Ayurvedic systems. And definitely, as you see me right now, in front of you, it is a coming back of life with Ayurvedic systems. Thank you very much, and I appreciate all the efforts Usha George and Dr. Epen has done for this particular session. It is definitely very informative session, and we are going to have more people coming to Ayurvedic system soon. Thank you so much. Thank you, MC. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Sir, welcome back after a long time. Good to see your face.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew. Now I invite Usha George to speak a few words with us.
Before I go, I just saw one of my great friend, Leela Marat. She is one of the great woman leader from New York. We call her the Iron Lady of the New York. So only for 1 minute. Okay, thank you, Leela.
Greetings to all. So happy, Usha, and I see Dr. Epen who is in charge of this session. And I see this is a very informative session, the Ayurvedic treatment. Nowadays, people are so much concerned about their health. People go to Kerala for Ayurvedic treatment constantly, and it is very effective. And this informative session headed by Manoj and Nambiar was very useful for everybody. And Dr. P.C. Matthew, the global president. I see all the other leaders, and I miss Shoshama Andrews here, who is my friend. And thank you all, and best wishes to continue your good work. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Leelaji. Good morning. My name is Usha George. Actually, I am the co-chair of Center for Excellence for Health and Wellness. I am very proud to work with Dr. Jacob Epen. In his speech, he mentioned about what all his vision and mission. I think we all will work together. We have a multidisciplinary team with a great vision. So I promise that we will be working. We will be having more sessions for health and wellness. And our goal is that to educate our community about the healthy lifestyle. So I really thankful to everybody, each and everyone, or especially I thank all the global cabinet members for their support and guidance. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Usha, ma'am. Next, I invite Rajinder Kaur Singh to facilitate our event. I invite Rajinder Kaur to facilitate our function. I think she's not here, so I'm moving to Dr. Narayana Gutti. I invite Dr. Narayana Gutti to speak a few words with us. I'm sorry, I think he's also not here. Okay, next I'm moving on. I invite Eliama Matthew to speak a few words with us. I invite you, ma'am.
Unmute.
Ma'am, can you please unmute your... Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Eliama Matthew. I'm from New York, Staten Island. I'm very happy to be here. I worked with the Department of Education's New York City school system for that 25 years, and I'm retired now. I spend more time about community events and community organizations and the leadership positions in professional organizations, along with Shoshama Andrews and Usha George. And I came to know about GOC, and I'm very interested the mission and of GOC, and like to get involved with that. And today's section of seminar was very, very interesting. And because me and my husband go to Kerala every year to get Ayurvedic treatment because of his arthritis problems and aches and pains. And it's every year we go, almost 10 years we are doing that. And so these sections were very informative about the Ayurvedic treatments. I'm happy to be here to see everybody, and nice to working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me invite Indu Jaiswal to speak a few words with us.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everyone. It's indeed my pleasure to be part of this Global Indian Council. Really a great initiative. I'm a registered dietitian by profession, and definitely Ayurveda plays a very important role. So looking forward to working with all of you in the near future. And thank you everyone for including me in the program and inviting me to join. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I invite Global Indian Council Global Secretary, Mr. Sudhir Nambiar, to speak a few words with us.
Thank you, Amala. You did a good job. Namaskaram to all. Respected delegates, GIC Global President PC Matthew, GIC Cabinet members, GIC Goodwill Ambassador Jija Harsing, Center of Excellence and Wellness Chair Dr. Jacob Epen, Co-Chair Usha George, and our speakers today, Dr. Suresh Kumar, Dr. Manoj Chandrasekharan, Dr. Nambi Nambudri, and all GIC officials and my dear friends. Thank you all for joining Global Indian Council Center of Excellent Health and Wellness Seminar today. Our vision at the Global Indian Council is to create a comprehensive global network of people of Indian origin to promote the cause of peace and profound happiness ensuring the establishment of universal brotherhood for the benefit of India and the community wherever we are in the world. GIC formed 16 Centers of Excellence. These are created for people who are excellent in their own profession and has a passion to give back to the community. My brother is an Ayurvedic physician practicing in Pune, so I am very well connected to this system of medicine and very happy to see the integrated model approach to improve the quality of life. Dr. Matthews Joy, very happy to see your prayers worked. Thank you to see you and see you in this meeting today. Appreciate our speakers today for the excellent presentation. As a Global General Secretary of GIC, I congratulate our Center of Excellence officials, GIC officials, for bringing out this wonderful seminar. Keep up the good work. Thank you all, and all of you stay swasta. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sudhir. I invite Global Indian Council Global Treasurer Tara Sajan to felicitate the function.
Hi, good morning and good evening to all of you who have joined from all the part of the world. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Dr. Epen and Usha for this health and wellness inauguration function along with the seminar. It was indeed, you inaugurated it with a big bang, with a great topic that was discussed, which was very useful to all of us. Many of us, it is like a simple day-to-day living what we needed, and that was presented here, and it was a very useful. And we are looking forward for many more of such topics and much such events that get to come forward. I want to thank each one of you who have joined, taken out your time from a day off or time to get ready to go to bed, but you all made it happen out here. I just want to thank you for all. And yeah, I'm a director for mental health service, and I could see that how mental health is very important. And the Marma therapy is also enhancing that treatment. I'm really, many of us can relate and many of us will be useful. I have know that they have been asking for the Dr. Manoj and Dr. Nambi are like, I really want to thank you for this very, very informative session which you have provided. And I hope you give us the permission to share your number with the audience so that like they will be able to get in touch with you directly. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Global President, PC Matthew, Secretary Dr. Sudhir Nambiar, who worked horrendously behind the scene and made this happen. Thank you so much. And thank you to Amala for being a wonderful MC. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Now I request Susan Matthew, Associate Secretary, to share a few words with us. Hi, Susan, can you please unmute your, yeah. Thank you.
Good morning and good evening, all of you. I mean, I'm suffering from a throat infection, so I can't speak. But I could listen from, the speakers, and being a cancer survivor, I really understand how, mental health and all these things are very important to you. And I also realized that health is first. There was a time I used to be very passionate for my profession and, always like giving priority to my profession. But I also realized after this episode, I realized that, the mental health and the physical health is priority. So this is a very informative session. I thank all the speakers for the information which you have provided, and I'm very grateful to be the part of this organization. And I thank all of the organizers who have organized this informative program. And I'm looking forward to have join more of this session so that I understand. I mean, the people around us are really, like, we feel that, people are very healthy, but when we communicate one-to-one with people, we realize that though we look very healthy, how much we are not healthy mentally and physically. So this is one of the main challenges we are, especially the middle-aged people are facing at this age and period. So I'm thankful to all of you for organizing such a wonderful event.
Thank you, Susan. Now I invite GIC Global Vice President, Mr. Professor Joy Palatupalam, to speak a few words with us. I invite Mr. Joy.
I think
he's not here. So I'm moving on. I invite the Global Indian Council Global Associate Treasurer, Tom George Collot, to share a few words with us. I invite Mr. Tom George. I think he's also not here. Okay, moving on. I invite Dr. Lydia, Assistant Professor at William Patterson University, to share a few words and felicitate our webinar. I'm sorry, I think she's also not here.
I don't see she's here.
Yeah. So moving on to our vote of thanks, I invite Indu Jaiswal, your Center of Excellence member, to share a few words and thank this webinar.
Thank you, Mala, for those kind words and introduction. Good morning and good evening to all the members who are joining us today for the excellent start of the organization's activities, and of course a great program to share the information. Like I said, I'm a dietitian myself, so it's very important. Ayurveda and nutrition go side by side. So I was given by Usha George official vote of thanks. If I miss somebody, Usha, please pardon me, but I do have your note with me. So just bear with me. First of all, I want to thank the Global Indian Council, Dr. Jacob Apen, CoE Health and Wellness Chairperson, Dr. Jija Mahadevan, Hari Singh, retired DGP, Global Indian Council Goodwill Ambassador, and one of the coordinators for this event. Usha George, co-chair of CoE Health and Wellness Coordinator of this event. Dr. Joby Jacob, CoE Women Empowerment, and co-chair for the introductory remarks and welcoming our MC in the program. Crystal Shahjahan and Tara Shahjahan for National Anthem. Dr. Alexander Ediali for the welcome speech. Dr. Suresh Kumar for accepting our invitation and inauguration. CoE Health and Wellness for his best wishes. Dr. Manoj Chandrasekharan, main speaker, and for Marma Ayurveda. Dr. P. Nambi Nambodhiri, supportive speaker. Felicitation Honorable Dr. Anay Paul, Rockland County Legislature, for her support and encouraging words. PC Matthew, GIC Global President, for his support and guidance, along with cabinet members, Secretary Sudhir Nambiar. Treasurer Tara Shahjahan, Vice President Joy Pulatumidom, Associate Treasurer Tom George Collier. Special thanks to CoE Health and Wellness Team, Chair Dr. Jacob Ipen, Co-Chair Rajinder Kaur Singh, and Usha George, and members Dr. Narayan Kuti, Dr. Alexander Edihardi, Ujwala Moses, me, Indu Jaiswal, and Aliyama Matthew for their vision and dedication. Of course, I see Leela married there, and Leela, thank you so much for joining, and Lydia Albuquerque, if you're there. All these CoE chairs and the team, all chapter presidents, well-wishers, friends, and families who took time and supported us in this Zoom meeting. Last but not the least, who really was very patient with all of us this morning, is our beautiful, multi-talented MC, Ms. Amala Benny. Controlled our meeting very well in a very efficient and timely manner. If I missed anyone, please excuse me. But once again, thank you all so much. Now, before I leave, well, Tara, I know that you're going to be handling the money. So we are, I know we are in good hands. And Amla, thank you again so much for controlling the meeting so well in a very, very timely fashion. And thank you again. Namaste.
Thank you, Indu. Now the floor is open for open felicitation. If anyone wants to felicitate our webinar, I kindly request you to unmute your mics and speak.
I see Shaila Roshan.
I see Roy. Mr. Roy TK.
Okay, Shaila.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. Thank you. Congratulations to Dr. Epen and Ms. Usha George for coordinating a wonderful presentation and the inaugural event. And thanks to all the presenters. It was very informative. And thank you for having us. And very informative. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I kindly request the floor is open for everyone. You can unmute your mic and speak. I hope all are done. Shall I move on?
I think let's close the session then. So,
Okay, then if nobody wants to speak,
Yeah.
close the session.
Okay. Namaste, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for
Thank you,
joining with
Dr.
us, and
Epen,
happy
and-
Easter and happy joyful weekend.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Ma'am,
congratulations,
thank you
Dr.
so much
Ipin.
for bringing
Everybody,
the
thank you,
speaker.
Amala, for the wonderful.
I thank you all for giving this opportunity. Thank you all.
Teacher, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Joy.
you, Usha.
I
All
hope
the best,
our
Usha.
news will be in the out soon.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
have
you, Dr.
pictures.
Chandrasekhar. Thank you, Dr. Chandrasekhar. That was a wonderful presentation. And Dr. Nambi Narayan for asking the relevant questions and bringing out the best. Thank you.